What's up, Cheeky?
Wake up in the morning about 3:45. Still tired as a motherfucker, weak as a fuck. Don't make coffee, but the smell keeps telling me have a drink. Put the pot on fire, let me in some coffee fuck. Like she called me and told me there's a killer in the yard, and that explained how we got a good friends of mine. Now I'm rushing in the cold dark morning and I see people running, screaming, scared, believe my eyes. Next thing you know, that crazy motherfucker staring at me covered in red. Too long, the in his hands. I run back in the house, grab a piece, thunder ups, knife stares to the core, and I feel like a pussy. You can get in, cause my house is secret like the prince money. I heard a woman and the baby crying, getting messy. With the last scream, then she and the baby went silent. I start praying I might be the next time. Happy Halloween to you motherfuckers. Happy scary day to you motherfuckers. Happy death day to you motherfuckers. You know I'm gonna kill all you motherfuckers. Happy Halloween to you motherfuckers. Happy scary day to you motherfuckers. Happy death day to you motherfuckers. You know I'm gonna kill all you motherfuckers. I'm running. I hear bikes revving. Shots start firing. Shit, I start pissing. I'm in done. Now I'm about to shoot the ass up. When I'm done shooting, I let them in the body wrap up. I did that. But the last one, I open up his guts and I like the way it feels when he runs. The dripping from his mouth, watch the greyhounds lick. Now every cut of my foot is flesh like lunch meat. I'm sick. I never knew that I was a monster. I'm like a pot like a feeling like Jason and Myers. And it feels good and fresh like Bill Gates paper. Now I wanna find a soul to do it over again. Body count rampage, I spinning like wind. Find the bodies up in the pit like I go sugar cane. Blood pressure, damn I make it rain. Yeah, blood pressure, thanks to Halloween. Happy Halloween to you motherfuckers. Happy scary day to you motherfuckers. Happy death day to you motherfuckers. You know I'm gonna kill all you motherfuckers. Happy Halloween to you motherfuckers. Happy scary day to you motherfuckers. Happy death day to you motherfuckers. You know I'm gonna kill all you motherfuckers.
Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back. Well, I had got a notification from Pacer about Michael Williams' sentencing memorandum. And we're going to see what the sentencing is about. And I gather this is from Judge Donnelly. I didn't get to review the actual document myself. Now I'm going off screen, so I won't see the chat. Okay. So this is the sentencing memorandum for Michael Williams. And Michael Williams, as we all know, is the young man who decided to take it upon himself to blow up Azriel Clary's car. Well, not blow it up, but put it on fire, as well as set himself on fire, his coat. And he got caught. The feds caught up with him. He pleaded guilty. And Judge Donnelly is supposed to be taking over his case. So it says that Michael Williams, the defendant Michael Williams, hereinafter, Mr. Williams, Michael, or defendant, submits the within memorandum to provide the court with comprehensive and relevant background information, which he respectfully submits in support of his request for a sentence of 60 months. So he requested for a sentence of 60 months, guys. 60 months. That's 5 years, right? So he has been sentenced to 5 years is what he's requested, which is 60 months, which is 5 years. So Mr. Williams further submits this memorandum with the hope that the information contained herein will be of assistance to the court in its consideration of an appropriate sentence for this matter. Now, prior to rendering a final determination on the same, a sentencing hearing is scheduled for November 17th of 2021 at 12 p.m. So Michael Williams' sentencing hearing is scheduled for November 17th of 2021, guys, at 12 p.m. So a preliminary, the court should be reminded that Mr. Williams accepted responsibility for his actions on April 19th of 2021 by entering into a plea agreement pursuant to which Michael Williams acknowledged and stated that in violation of 18 U.S.C. 844I, he, together with others, maliciously damaged and destroyed by means of fire and an explosive device a vehicle used in interstate and foreign commerce and in an activity used in interstate and foreign commerce on June 11th of 2020. That's the date that the incident occurred, which was June 11th of 2020. As set forth in detail below, Michael Williams' total offense level is 23. See, now when they tell you, say for instance, you see here they said that his offense level is 23. They're going to do the same thing with R. Kelly. They got to figure out what level, okay, of points. He gets points for all his charges and things of that nature. They put it together. They total it up. They get this level entry of points. And then that's how they figure out more or less how much sentencing you should get. So it says that Mr. Williams' total offense level is 23. And his criminal history category herein after CHS, which is criminal history category, is 2, which is under the sentencing guidelines. Here and after the guidelines, under the guidelines, Mr. Williams' total offense level of 23, which is his criminal history category, of 2, would yield an advisory sentence in the range of 51 to 63 months of incarceration. And since the statutorily authorized minimum sentence for Mr. Williams' offense is 5 years, the restricted guideline range is therefore 60 months to 63 months. Now, it is respectfully submitted that imposing a guideline sentence of 60 months is sufficient, but not greater than necessary. So to satisfy the factors of the 18 U.S.C. 3553A, in light of the facts and circumstances of this matter, as well as in consideration of the equities presented by the same. So Mr. Williams therefore asks the court this court to sentence him to 60 months, together with any conditions deemed appropriate by this court. Then it says the case history and investigation. For the sake of efficiency and judicial economy, Mr. Williams respectfully refers the court to the court presentence investigation report prepared by the U.S. Probation Office for a more detailed recitation of the case history rather than repeating the same herein. It is clear from the supporting present tense investigation report that Mr. Williams made a grave mistake, but that he feels profound remorse for his actions and is eager to close this chapter of his life and embark on future endeavors as an upstanding and contributing member of society. Now it says the sentencing guidelines calculations. Now, the plea agreement and the probation office's calculations. It says that the base offense level is 24. Specific offense characteristics are +2. Adjusted offense level at 26. Acceptance of responsibility -2. Acceptance of responsibility -1. And the total offense level is 23. So probation agrees that Mr. Williams' CHC is level 2. So an overview of sentencing post-Booker. Since 2005, federal district courts have been granted broad discretion to impose non-guideline sentences that are reasonable. See United States versus Booker, 543 U.S. 220, 226, 227, 2005, that in fact the guidelines are not only not mandatory on sentencing courts, they are also not to be presumed reasonable. And then it states another case law. And that in this case law, it says that given that the courts have broad discretion over sentencing, the guidelines are effectively advisory in nature and are only the starting point and the initial benchmark. And then it states another case law. And it says, further, the existence of the guidelines do not permit a district court to rubber stamp the sentence calculated pursuant to the guideline formula. Rather, the district court must conduct its own independent review of the sentencing factors, aided by the arguments of the prosecution and defense. Then it cites another case law. And it says that ultimately, of course, the overarching goal of sentencing is to ensure that a sentence is sufficient, but not greater than necessary to satisfy the purposes of sentencing. So the sentencing factors are: 1, the nature and circumstances of the offense and the history and characteristics of the defendant. 2, the need for the sentence imposed to A, reflect the seriousness of the offense, to promote respect for the law, and to provide just punishment for the offense. B, to afford adequate deterrence to criminal conduct. C, to protect the public from further crimes of the defendant. And D, to provide the defendant with needed educational or vocational training, medical care, or other correctional treatment in the most effective manner. 3, the kinds of sentences that are available. 4, the kinds of sentences and the sentencing range established for A, the applicable category of offense committed by the applicable category of defendant as set forth in the guidelines. 5, any pertinent police statement. 6, the need to avoid unwarranted sentence disparities among defendants with similar records who have been found guilty of similar conduct. And 7, the need to provide restitution for any victims of the offense. Now, Mr. Williams' personal history and character. Before we go on, let me say hello to everyone. Hello, everyone who is in the building. Hello, T-Bam. Hello once again, Cheeky. Wings. OCOV Reverend Fat Boy, a.k.a. Big Papa with the chopper. What up? Karen J, hey, mama. What's up, everybody? Daboski! ¿Qué pasó, Daboski? If you got peso, I need a favor. ¿Qué pasó, Daboski? Email me. Please tap it on that. Yes, thank you, T-Bam. T-Bam. What's up, mama? Ty. Hi, Ty. Hi, mommy. Blue Lagoon, what's up, boo-boo? Who else is in the Karen A? What's up, baby? I got you right now, Debo. I just put my email on the screen, Deboski. You see? All right. Well, once again, hello, everyone. Welcome. And yes, we are reading the memorandum sentencing for Micheal Williams. So that's what's going on right now. I'm going to go off screen again. Deboski, you wrote it down? Okay. No problem. Okay. All right, guys. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome again. So let me go back off screen now that I said hello to everyone and continue reading. Now, we're going to get into Micheal Williams' personal history and his character. And it says that A, Mr. Williams' personal history and character. Micheal Williams was born on March 11th, a Pisces. Look at that, another Pisces. Ay, ay, ay. We're so passionate, Lord. Micheal Williams was born on March 11th of 1983 in Miami, Florida, to Rudolph Williams and Linda Denise. Now, Mr. Williams' parents became romantically involved at a very young age. The relationship between Mr. Williams' parents ended quickly, and by the time Mr. Williams was born, his parents were no longer together. Since the day of his birth, Mr. Williams was raised by his very young mother in a single-parent home. Micheal Williams continued to be raised primarily by his mother when he was growing up, and only occasionally saw his father. Mr. Williams' father was an enlisted member of the United States Army throughout Mr. Williams' childhood, and therefore he had very limited contact with his father. Visits between them were infrequent and brief. This had a negative impact on both Mr. Williams and his mother. Mr. Williams' mother struggled financially throughout Mr. Williams' childhood and was compelled to rely on government assistance, including food stamps and Section 8 housing stipends, to cover their basic costs of living needs. Now, in addition to receiving government assistance, Mr. Williams' mother worked numerous jobs to keep her and her son afloat financially. As an adult, Mr. Williams moved from southern Florida to Atlanta, Georgia, where he met his present wife, Yuki Blake. Hereinafter, Yuki, or Miss Blake, or wife. Miss Blake has 2 children from a prior relationship. Patrick Blake and Mary Blake. Mr. Williams married Miss Blake in 2014. Following his marriage to Miss Blake and prior to his arrest, Mr. Williams assisted the entire family, including his 2 stepchildren, financially as well as emotionally. However, Mr. Williams' financial support did not make the family immune from hardship. And during many periods, his family struggled both financially and experienced several setbacks, including suffering deterrents to their collective and individual health and well-being. One of the most notable hardships to befall Mr. Williams and his family occurred in 2016. Now, in September of 2016, Ms. Blake was involved in a serious automobile accident in which her right leg was severely injured. Now, Ms. Blake had to be cut out of the vehicle at the scene of the accident. Due to the physical trauma caused by the accident, Ms. Blake is now unable to bend her foot, and in order to walk, she must use a walker or otherwise limp. So due to Ms. Blake's disability following the 2016 automobile accident, Mr. Williams has had to assume almost complete responsibility for assisting and supporting the family financially, and has been the family's primary caretaker. Now, Mr. Williams and Ms. Blake do not have children together, although Mr. Williams considers his stepchildren to be his family as much as any biological children would be. So Mr. Williams had one biological child with Kiana Reese, with whom he had an on-again, off-again romantic relationship beginning in his teenage years. Tragically, Mr. Williams' biological child with Miss Reese did not survive infancy. Oh, I'm so sorry. That is sad. May your baby rest in peace. I'm sorry. My condolences to his family for that. While Miss Reese gave birth to a beautiful baby boy, Mr. Williams' son, their baby, sadly died just 1 hour after birth. The umbilical cord had become wrapped around their son's neck at the time of birth, and Miss Reese had to undergo surgery. And the loss of his son has been very difficult for Mr. Williams. And this is yet another hardship that Mr. Williams has been forced to endure in his life. Now, B, his family status and his environment. Mr. Williams has a great relationship with his family, and they remain supportive of him. His family assists him whenever they can and also have great things to say about him. That Mr. Williams has always been there for his wife and his stepchild, as described above. is strongly supported by the statements made by several family members. So, for example, Mr. Williams' wife stated about Mr. Williams, "He is my backbone. When I first met him, I was overweight and there were things I wanted to do but didn't know how to start. He talked to me and taught me things about myself I didn't know. When I got into a terrible car accident, he was right by my side. I was laid up for 2.5 months. He took care of my children that have just become his stepkids. He came to the hospital and helped me as he always does. He fed, bathed, and helped me learn how to walk again. He never gave up on me. See Exhibit A." Then it says, additionally, Mary Blake, Mr. Williams' stepdaughter, also acknowledged the important role of Mr. Williams has in her life, even going as far as to relay that she feels lost without Mr. Williams around. By way of background, Mary Blake suffers from mental health issues, and she has explained that she has been struggling more with such issues since Mr. Williams has been incarcerated. Clearly, Mr. Williams is a father figure in Ms. Blake's life, and Ms. Blake views Mr. Williams as a father to her, specifically, Mary Blake stated. Now pause. If this man, Mr. Williams, was so concerned about his family, he wouldn't have done this dumb shit, and now his family has to suffer for the dumb shit he wanted to do. Why? I have no idea why. So now it's going to say that his stepdaughter made a statement, and she said, Mary Blake stated, "We don't feel safe without my stepdad with us. We really need him home. Judge Ann, I'm young, and there is only so much I can do for my mother. I take her to all her doctor appointments. I pay all the bills. I get the food, and I do all the cooking and still go to school. I have no time for myself. When my stepdad was home, he did all that for us. I need help myself. I also have mental problems. And when Michael was home, he made sure I made it to my appointments and I had time for myself to breathe. My mental problems are getting worse than me. See Exhibit B." Well, I'm so sorry, honey, that your step-pops had to do foolish things, that now you have to have all these burdens on your shoulder. Mr. Williams' mother has also always served as a strong support system for her son. Ms. Williams' mother stated about her son, "He has done bad things. I'm not going to say he's perfect, because neither of us are, but the defendant, when he has your back, he has your back no matter what." Even other family members and friends have observed the incredibly close bond that Mr. Williams has with his mother. For instance, Latoya Jefferson, a family friend, stated, "I've also witnessed the time and love that he shares with his mother. He never left her side when her mom, his grandmother, was transitioning. He was there with her when she took her last breath. To me, that takes a very strong individual, and it was very admirable. He exhibited strength and compassion. See Exhibit C." Further, although Mr. Williams' father was not as present as he would have liked for his son during his youth, the two now have a relationship. Mr. Williams' father recognizes that his son, is a good man who has faced many struggles and obstacles in his life. Mr. Williams described his son as follows: a good, humble man that tries to assist anyone if he can, using what he has taught or experienced. Michael always seeks attention from his family and friends, but acknowledges that he's not where he would like to be in life. His uncles, which were his mentors, are mostly deceased, and he clings to his mother for all the other support. Whatever you ask him to do, he will try his best to do it. See Exhibit D. Now, Latasha McCowan, a close friend, also stated, Michael is a good-hearted person. He tries to help everyone and anyone out with that he can. That is so true. You know, Pisces, we like that. We try to help everybody. We try our best to help everybody. We try to make people happy, but we never seem to make ourselves happy. It's crazy, but it's true. I'm a Pisces. I know. So it says that he tries to help everyone and anyone out that he can. Michael tries to lend a helping hand to family and friends. When you call Michael, he is there day or night. See Exhibit E. Latrice Kemp, a family friend, similarly stated about Mr. Williams, I have had the pleasure of knowing Michael Williams for 20 plus years. He has been a very close family friend and a positive role model for my sons who currently lack male influencing. I can recall one year a hurricane came and knocked my door off track, and Mr. Williams came to help replace the frame and even replace the door for me and my family. See Exhibit F. Despite his shortcomings, the anecdotal accounts of Mr. Williams' family and close friends describe many of his positive attributes, redeeming qualities and hardships, and strongly support his good character, humble nature, and dedication to helping those around him. Now C, physical and mental health conditions. Mr. Williams has suffered from several different chronic health conditions throughout his life. Mr. Williams has suffered from chronic asthma since childhood and has to use an albuterol pump due to the severity of his asthma. In 2008, Mr. Williams suffered a lung collapse and had to be hospitalized for 1 week. Since 2009, Mr. Williams had to visit various hospitals due to his chronic asthma. Now, Mr. Williams' mother fears that her son is not getting the proper treatment in prison, as he requires a nebulizer for his asthma, but is only provided an inhaler for medical emergencies. Additionally, Mr. Williams was involved in a serious motor vehicle accident in 2003. Now, Mr. Williams was struck by a delivery truck and injured his right leg. Mr. Williams had to undergo 2 surgeries and had a rod and 4 screws placed in his leg. As such, he cannot really run and gets occasional pain when he sits in certain positions. Mr. Williams' incarceration has been detrimental to his physical health. During his incarceration, Mr. Williams contracted COVID-19 twice and suffered through his sickness. He contracted COVID-19 1 week after his arrest in Miami, and then again at the MDC in Brooklyn, New York. As Mr. Williams has chronic asthma, he is more prone to long-term complications from COVID and remains at risk on account of the same. Now, Mr. Williams has also been experiencing extreme highs and lows and has been having difficulty sleeping since his arrest. Mr. Williams has sought treatment from psychologists since the ninth grade, when he started to first experience similar mental health issues. In 2018, Mr. Williams sought treatment from a therapist who informed him that he was bipolar and suffered from depression and anxiety. Now, Mr. Williams' mother has also stated she believes he suffers from depression. Now, D, employment and financial struggle. From 2002 to 2014, Mr. Williams was in local custody. As such, he has been unable to generate meaningful income with which he could support his family. So in 2014, he was briefly employed at One Stop in Miami, but had to terminate his employment there due to transportation issues. Now, between 2014 and 2016, Mr. Williams worked at Southeast Connections, LLC, but ceased his employment there due to unreasonably long hours and the aggravation of his asthma. He also tried to apply for disability benefits due to his physical ailments, but was denied. So from February of 2020 to August 2020, he worked as a Lyft driver and earned approximately $500 a week. Now, in March of 2020, Mr. Williams established a construction company named Imperial Remodeling, in which he invested approximately $50,000. However, he has made no profits from such company since he was incarcerated in August of 2020 and is no longer able to rely on the company as his means of earning income. Mr. Williams also purchased 40 acres of land in Nevada for $30,000 as an investment property, but likely has forfeited ownership of that land because he missed 3 monthly payments. As of now, Mr. Williams' wife is currently in college studying culinary arts while employed as a cook at the Holiday Inn. Even while struggling financially for a long period of time, Mr. Williams was the primary caretaker of his wife and assisted significantly with his family's finances. It has now become even more difficult for his family to afford even their modest lifestyle because his family has lost a sizable income for the household due to Mr. Williams' incarceration. Now, the nature and circumstances of the offense of 18 USC 3553A and 1, Mr. Williams has admitted his misconduct and he deeply regrets damaging and destroying by means of fire a vehicle used in interstate and foreign commerce. Mr. Williams made mistakes, feels remorse for his actions, and is eager to close this chapter of his life. From the onset of his arrests, Mr. Williams has attempted to take responsibility for his actions. Give me 1 second, guys. I got to take a quick pause. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I had to take 5. Hey, Nicole. What's up, mama? Yes, please. Thank you, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. All right. So now it states about the remaining factors of the 18 USC 353A. Now it states that the need for the sentence imposed to reflect the seriousness of the offense, to promote respect for the law, to provide just punishment for the offense, and to avoid unwarranted sentence disparities under 353A 2 and 6. It says that a sentencing judge has wide latitude to decide the proper degree of punishment, both for an individual offender and for a particular crime. Now, in addition to considering the guidelines range, the district court must form its own view of the nature and circumstances of the offense and the history and characteristics of the defendant. Under 18 U.S.C. 3553A1, a sentencing judge is directed to consider A, the need to reflect the seriousness of the offense, B, the need to promote respect for the rule of law, C, the need to protect the public from further crimes by the defendant, and D, the need for rehabilitation. Now, under the 353A2, district courts must further consider I, the types of sentences available, 2, the advisory of the Sentencing Commission, 3, the need to avoid unwarranted sentencing disparities among similarly situated defendants, and, where applicable, the need to provide restitution to any victims of the offense. Now, sentencing is a difficult art, and it is easy to make it mechanical. It is an act of reason as the judge, looking at this particular person and the circumstances of the crime that this particular person has committed, makes a judgment following the perceptions of the statute. And then it states a case law, United States versus Diaz-Arjudia. And it says that a fair and just sentence is not a rote mathematical exercise. Rather, it must involve judgment on the behalf of the sentencing judge. Then it says another case law, says that sentencing is an art, not to be performed as a mechanical process, but as a sensitive response to a particular person who has a particular personal history and has committed a particular crime. Now, a sentencing judge should properly start with the guiding principle that the parsimony clause of 18 U.S. 3553A, which directs sentencing courts to impose a sufficient but not greater than necessary to comply with the factors set out in 18 U.S. 3553A2, United States versus Douglas, internal cites omitted, that these factors are proportionately deterrence, incapacitation, and rehabilitation. The circuit courts afford wide latitude to the district courts in crafting sentences that are sufficient, but not greater than necessary to achieve the sentencing objectives set forth by Congress. So the Second Circuit has likewise held that although the sentencing judge is obligated to consider all of the sentencing factors outlined in 53A, the judge is not prohibited from including in that consideration the judge's own sense of what is a fair and just sentence under all the circumstances. Then it cites another case law, and it says that it seems that the factors set forth in the Douglas Court, viz. Proportionately, deterrence, incapacitation, and rehabilitation, may be satisfied even without the imposition of a sentence. As this court reflects upon Mr. Williams as an individual in deciding the sentence in the instance case, I respectfully urge Your Honor to consider the information offered in this memo and determine that a sentence of 60 months is just and proper. It is hereby submitted that a sentence of 60 months, along with any conditions deemed by the court to be appropriate, will reflect the seriousness of the offense, promote respect of the law for the law, provide just punishment, and avoid unwarranted sentence disparities. The record makes clear that Mr. Williams deeply regrets his actions and accepts responsibility for the same. Mr. Williams has also spent months in custody, and his chronic asthma puts him at a higher risk of developing complications due to COVID-19, which Mr. Williams has already contracted twice. So moreover, Mr. Williams has proven his value to society. Irrespective of his serious mistakes and personal shortcomings, he is admired by those who have known him and has served as a pillar of support for numerous family members and friends. Mr. Williams' family members feel his absence keenly. His stepdaughter's mental health is suffering severely due to his incarceration, and his wife reported that she, too, feels lost without him. Moreover, Mr. Williams' entire immediate family is struggling financially without income from Mr. Williams, which surely has contributed to Mr. Williams' intensified feelings of depression and anxiety. Now, further, the testimonials included in this memorandum and otherwise submitted to this court demonstrate that the requested sentence will promote respect for the law and provide a just punishment in Mr. Williams' case. Okay, so this letter is from Mr. Williams, and he's pleading to the court on his behalf for his sentencing to give him 5 years. Now, in conclusion, it says that on behalf of Mr. Williams and his family, I thank Your Honor for considering this memorandum. We look forward to addressing the court on November 17th, 2021 at 12 p.m. And this was his attorney, Todd Spodek, Esquire, and that's his attorney for New York. Exhibit A. Okay. This is the letter from his wife. Oh, wow. She broke it down with all of that. Well, his wife wrote, I'm going to let the reader read just a little bit. Just a little bit, guys.
United States District Court, Eastern District of New York, against arguments of F.3D1. The sentencing. 2. The need for the sentence. 6. The need to avoid underscore, and Ms. Reese had to I do all the cooking and still go to school. Her son. He has your back. Liked for his son during his person. Aggravation of his asthma. 6. Remaining information offered in this memo. 6. Conclusion. On behalf of Mr. Williams and his family, I thank Your Honor for considering this memorandum. We look forward to addressing the court on November 17, 2021 at 12 p.m. Dated, New York, November 3, 2021. Respectfully submitted. Spodek Law Group PC. Underscore. United States District Court.
No, why did it go back to that page?
As set forth in detail below,
Hold on, guys. This shit is tripping out.
United States District Court, Eastern District of New York, against sentencing memorandum.
Why is it doing that?
Micheal Williams, defendant. Probation agrees that Mr. Williams' CHC is 2. 3. Supporting the family financial. United States District Court, Eastern District of New York, X. The United States of America.
Okay. No, it's tripping out right now. I don't know why it's not doing what I want it to do. Ugh. Sorry about this, guys. I'm trying because my eyes are starting to fall asleep here, so I'm trying to. Okay. Well, whatever. Okay. So this shows a letter from his wife. Okay. This shows the letter from his stepdaughter. Okay, the baby mama. Okay. Okay, this is basic. Okay. Okay. All right, and that was it. That is it, guys. Hey, Danny. Hello, Mama. So, Micheal Williams will be sentenced on November 17th, guys, 2021 at 12 p.m. in New York. Yep. Now let me see what else I had here. Okay. So as we all know, Don Russell's out on bail. You know that, right, guys? His bail was $75,000. Yep. Let's see. Let's see what else I had here. What's this one? Okay. Well, that was it, guys. That was it. So, Michael Williams is up next, guys. November 17th, y'all. So he will be sentenced next week or the following week, right? Okay.
I just want to send out prayer.
Okay. This is quick.
Since our last interview, R. Kelly was found guilty.
Yeah.
On all counts.
Yeah.
Did you ever run into R. Kelly, anything of that sort?
Nope.
Nah, me neither.
But I remember back when all this shit started coming out about what he was doing. I remember myself and Jay-Z was so outspoken about it. And, you know what I mean? I don't, like pedophiles, pedos, I don't like them motherfuckers, yo. I will, you know what I mean? I'll catch a body on one of them motherfuckers because the innocence of a child is so important to the world, because if you look at a lot of the criminals in jail, they were all, a lot of them, some of them were molested, you know, and that's why immediately when those kind of people go to jail, they're the first ones to get it. You know what I mean? And for me, I love kids. You know, I got nephews, nieces, and yo, I'll kill somebody. You touch my one of my children, you know what I mean? Even the kids in my neighborhood, like, you know, my little neighbors next door, they're like 5 and 6. They come over and they start talking to me about school and life, and, you know, and I ask them how they're doing. Yo, if their mother and father came to me and say, yo, I need you to help me do something, somebody touched my child, I'll be like, yo, what time and how we doing this? We getting bloody or we getting, you know, how we doing this? Should I bring my silencers? What we doing? So I don't appreciate people like him. So once he did that and that came out, and then he was messing with the little girls that married Aaliyah, I was like, this dude ain't cool. You know what I mean? But then I got shunned and looked at like I was crazy. But even though he got guilty on all those charges, his music went up 500% in sales.
Right.
Like, you got to ask yourself, Vlad, who the fuck is these people? Do you not understand this is wrong? Like, this man did something wrong, but you gonna run out and buy his music? Ah, man. I think all that money that went into people buying the records should go to those kids, those girls that he touched in those ways. Oh, I want to see him get it in jail. I want to see him get it. Every day they should shank him somewhere different. His leg, his arm, his eye. You know what I mean? Just be a shank pillow all day. You know what I mean? And fuck anybody that's down with him. Because you advocating pedophile and all that shit. That's fucking wrong, man. Fuck R. Kelly. Fuck you, Robert Kelly. Bitch ass. Never liked you no way. Shit. Motherfucker talking about coming out the closet. And they're doing all kind of shit with people's kids. Fuck is wrong with that shit, man? That shit ain't cool, bro. I got a whole gang of homeboys who just like me, who will light motherfucker up that's a pedophile. Fuck that shit. That shit is just wrong, man. There's so many grown-ass women out here, and you want a child. What does that say about you? I know his sister molested him, so that's the problem with this thing. We need to just stop putting them in jail and just cut off their stuff and be like, all right, here you go. You're out in society. You have no nuts and you have no balls and dick. This is how you gonna live, you know? Put them out there like that. We just need to just clip them.
I agree.
Because that's the only thing that's gonna work for them, man. I know it's something sick in their head, you know, that they look at a child or a baby. Like, No. That's an innocent being. No, don't touch that. You can go hire a prostitute, bro. That shit pissed me off, bro. Really upset my day. And I was happy he got all of that. And that was our one court. He still got to go Chicago and all these other places.
Yeah, he's got like 2 more trials coming up, but I think if he gets a long enough sentence, it's not really going to matter.
No, it ain't going to matter.
100 years, shit. You're just going to run concurrent.
I just don't want him to commit suicide. I want him to rot for a while, you know? I don't want him to take the easy way out. I want him to really ride this shit the fuck out, you know? I want to be 101 and hear that he's still in there suffering. You know, he done been raped so many goddamn times. Because that's all you can do to a sick fuck like that, man.
Today's topic. Ready?
Yeah.
I don't believe R. Kelly's a predator.
Yeah. That was Tyson Bedford. Why Texas Black Diamond had a heart attack when she heard that message. Lord. She was in her car and she was so upset. Girl. She looked like she was going to have a stroke in the car. I was like, oh, bendito, poor girl. Poor girl. You know, some people be bugging out. Word up. Oh, let me see if I can show a video to you guys. I was sent a video. Okay. Hold on, let me go to let's see. Okay. Now, this video that I'm about to share with you guys is from Public Announcement. And this was them back in 1994. And this was, what she said? Okay, so yes, this was Dre singing Take Advantage of Me in 1994 before he got with R. Kelly. Hold on. Share the audio tab? Yes. Where is it? Okay. Hold on.
Oops, I think I ran over something.
No, baby, just ran out of gas. Turn on the radio. Yeah. Tonight is your time. So take advantage. So here I am, baby. All of me. Yeah. Just take my mind, lady, and my body. Take your time, look around. I'm right here. Yeah. Don't rush. Just take your time and do it right. Girl, come here. Come on, baby, I'll be your everything. I'll be your everything. Baby, just take advantage of me. Just take advantage of me, baby. Girl, come here. Come on, baby. Baby, I'll be your everything. I'll be your everything. Baby, just take advantage of me and my body. Don't look now, but it's 12 o'clock and it's going on. We'll be making love till about 5 o'clock. Tick-tock and you don't stop, no. I know you don't love me, but it don't matter. 'Cause I'm bringing love on a silver platter. So just sit back and relax and let me do my thing. D-A-Sing, yeah. Girl, come here. Ooh, yes. Baby, I'll be your everything. Your everything, yeah. Take advantage of me. Oh, in my body. Girl, you're everything. Girl, come here. So come on. Baby, I'll be your everything. Hey, what you want from me? Baby, just take advantage of me. Do what you like in my body. Do what you want. Take your time and do it right. Come on, come on, come on.
Let's go.
Take your time.
Feels good.
Take your time and do it right.
You see that, guys? He wasn't just a video vixen dancer in the background. He actually sang. This was a video he did in 1994 with Public Announcement without R. Kelly. Hey, The Truth. What's up, mama? Guess who's taking a break? Ruby. She's here. Where's Ruby? What's up, Ruby, mommy? Hey, Vanetta. So, yeah. So just to let all you guys know, he wasn't just a background dancer. He wasn't just a picture on the wall. Dre actually used to sing. He was with the group Public Announcement. That's how they got together with R. Kelly and became a group together. Then they separated, and that's what it was. Okay. So, okay. I'll share that video. I'll share that video another day. I had another video that they gave me. Yeah. We'll share that another day. So, as I said, guys, Michael Williams' sentencing will be November 17th at 12 p.m. in Brooklyn. So, yeah. Another one pled guilty. Another one bites the dust, y'all. Two pled guilty. One's fighting. Don Russell's fighting. And there's all this evidence against him. He gonna do mad time. It is what it is. Let me see. Yeah.
Take your time. Tonight is your night, so why don't you take my mind and my body? Oh, girl, take advantage of me, baby. Take my mind and my money. Take it, just take advantage of me. Everything.
Yeah, it was Ty. Play a diva, play queen, another one bites the dust. Why would I do that? Hey, Mississippi mama. Why would I play that? All right, just for you, fat boy, I'm gonna play it.